Did you guys see the cover that leaked for NCAA football?
I sure did.
Did you, Matt?
I did not.
All right, good. I printed it out for you. Thoughts?
I'll wait for Matt.
Let's get the Hoosiers
The
take
raw
right
reaction.
away.
That's hilarious. Are you guys the one that's... Oh, no. My buddy sent me an AI picture of me as Cignetti. I forgot to share with you. It's actually pretty good.
I need that.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I think it's really...
I think it's great because, like, the football game, like, you're a coach, like, do all the things. Like, might as well include them. Like, why not throw some athletic trainers on there?
It's interesting they have never done it before. Like, I wonder if other teams have been open to it. Like, if they ever went to Saban, we're like, hey, we're going to put you on. And he's like, no, you're not.
Probably.
I mean?
Saban would definitely say that's like
he could turn it down,
yeah,
right?
no.
Yeah, he would probably say
everybody
no
else.
to that. Although recruiting for college is different, man. Like even Saban might be like, put my face on there.
Yeah, maybe.
If it's going to get me some of those kids from LSU to come to Alabama, great.
That's true.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it is a kind of a different thing. I love it. I think it's, first of all, I think it's hilarious because for those of people who are listening right now and don't see this, and I guess I could put it up here. Thanks.
There you go. Nice.
Look at that.
There we go.
Look at
dude.
that mug.
That's crazy. Just mean mugging.
Kurt Cignetti on the cover of NCAA Football 27, apparently.
I love it. I love it.
Who's a better ambassador for the game right now?
Nobody.
There's an obscene amount of talent in college football right now. The 2027 draft is one of the most anticipated things, one of the most anticipated drafts in years.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Kurt Cignetti front and center with the, I mean, I don't even know how to describe the Cignetti face. He has Cignetti face.
Yeah, and I love it because I saw a tweet about it where it was like, this looks like the cover of every single like frat movie from the early 2000s and like when you look at like Mama's Boy or any of those movies, the cover looks exactly
Grandma's
like that.
Boy?
Grandma's Boy, where they're
my
all
God,
lined up
dude,
like that.
How old are we? Grandma's Boy is a great. My roommate said you could sleep
I've only
over
seen it
again.
once.
You mean your parents? It's amazing.
But it looks like every single like early 2000 like frat dude party movie possible, like American Pie. That's what the cover looks like.
No arch, by the way.
Yeah, which is he was on the last one, I think. No,
oh my
he
God,
wasn't on the last one.
Put it on the camera. Put it on the camera. That's amazing.
That's awesome. That's got to be your profile pic.
That's amazing.
I gotta get to the thing.
Yes, you sent it to me. Nice.
Yeah, that's for the.
That's intense.
That's a little weird though. Come on, like a little weird, like how.
Oh, it's totally. My friend, he's the GIF king. Like you say something, he will have a GIF that is within 5 seconds that has never been seen before and is like on point. It's unbelievable.
It's a skill.
I know you're right, but it's GIF. Like I know it's GIF.
I'm gonna say GIF all day.
That's what they. That is the correct.
Yes, the guy who created it said it is going to be pronounced GIF.
Who the hell is that guy?
Mr. GIF.
Bo Burnham.
Mr. GIF, dude.
Is it Bo Burnham?
No, it is not Bo Burnham.
No.
It could be Bo Burnham. Is it the Beast? What's
Bill
that guy's
Burr.
name?
I don't know.
Okay, so are we getting college football again this year? Are we gonna?
1000%.
Are we gonna pretend to do this?
Well, so I thought
We have not
Steve
once
Wilhite.
played NHL. Not once.
We
Because
started
you're-
college
played
football
Chell in
and
a
then
long
Because
time.
you're selfish.
I haven't played Chelsea.
We need you to start practicing right now.
Well, so
Because Matt, we're gonna text from Matt like, I just lost to Army. Who are you? Notre Dame. Okay, all right. Well, we might. Do you guys play defense?
terrible at that game. It's unbelievable how bad I am at that college football game.
I will say that I hope it's improved a little bit. And it's always been like one of these glitches in the games is switching players and tackling.
yeah.
My
Because
guy
it is-
immediately goes flying that
Yes.
way.
Yep.
I would give up runs that were like should be 4 yards, and all of a sudden it's an 86 like house call, 86-yard house call, and I'm like, that's on me.
Run the
That's-
ball on me all day. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to win.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you
no
guys
doubt.
play pass rusher or do you play linebacker or
That's a great
Oh,
question.
I'm a defensive end all day.
yeah? And you just try and go get the
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah,
and
unless there's certain situations like I mean, let's go. Come on, dude, be better than just. Don't be stuck in your ways. You got to evolve. Like if there's certain situations like it's 3rd and 20, and the quarterback's been running on me and killing me, then I might take a linebacker and just try to
spy him.
make sure this guy's
That's
not
usually
going
what I do.
anywhere. You play linebacker?
I like to try to play middle linebacker. I feel like it's a lot of fun.
Really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then, I mean, not really because I'm not like doing that well on defense, but I try to like, I don't know, predict the offense a little bit. But then when I suck, I just go back.
How much
to
can
edge
you
rusher.
predict an offense? How much can you?
Me?
Yeah.
Not at all.
How much can you predict defense when you get up when you're playing quarterback?
I can.
I'm not even asking.
All I can tell is man versus zone. I can't.
How can you tell man versus zone? What are your tells?
I mean, the only one is like a press coverage versus not. Is I'm like, oh, if they're pressing, all right, man, cool. If they're a little bit
so
off,
every time
I'm
you
like,
see,
all right, cool.
Every time you see press, it's man.
But then I also,
oh god, dude, we should have watched some tape when you were younger.
Well, for me at least, when I see that when I play NCAA football, I immediately go and I had audible to just all go. And
So
I'm
you
setting
do
the guys. But that's only if I have a double safety. Like I'm not doing that. But
double safety.
But
a too high look.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we'll call that a too high look. When you come up, do you ever put guys in motion?
No.
Not on purpose.
Yeah.
So if I ask you
audible.
would I ask you if like a man beater versus a zone beater, you don't know what that is.
Like an offense that would beat man.
No, like a route. Those are routes. I'm not even trying to like. I am honestly like thinking to myself like I taught him like literally nothing.
No, nothing. I played high school football. You didn't teach me anything.
But you didn't really want to hear from me. Coaching wise, you didn't want to hear about. You didn't want to hear anything from me.
That's fair.
I was pretty good about not doing that.
No, that's fair.
I was pretty good about like not putting any of that on you.
I think like let me guess. So at least for me, when I am playing like NCAA football, if I see a zone, I'm probably going like any sort of like mesh route, like mesh spot is like what the play is called that I favorite every time that I'm doing dynasty. And if I'm in like zone, I want everybody just doing crossing routes. But then when I have man, I could still go crossing routes
can
instead,
work. You got to be patient.
I just go verticals when I'm in man. When there's man coverage and there's a single safety, verticals. And I'm throwing just an over-the-shoulder ball. I'm holding L1 and I'm throwing an over-the-shoulder ball.
What's L1 do? I don't even know.
It's instead of them like if you were to just throw like a deep ball and they turn and like jump for it, your throw is going over their shoulder.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even do that.
Why can't you just throw the ball?
Yeah, just throw the ball.
Because then it might get picked off, or he turns and tries to jump and catch it, and then gets hit, and then he doesn't catch it.
So if you don't like even when you're this is even weird for me. Like when you're watching the Patriots play and you see the slot receiver go in motion and you see a defensive back travel with him and like run with him, you're not like, oh, we got a man look here.
No, that's man coverage.
You do know that.
I know that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying like every time I see them like right up against each other, that's 100% man coverage. But I do know like if I have like trips on the left and I have legit lined up defenders on those wide receivers, I probably am assuming it's man coverage.
Okay. All right. It's interesting. You'd be a lot better at the game if you like started to learn some of that stuff.
Oh, for sure.
You want to come over and I'll show you something?
Sure.
That sounded really, really inappropriate.
It's good. It's a kid.
What are you going to show
me?
No. Say it on air. What are you going to show me?
Oh my god! Two high looks. You want to see a single high look?
One last thing I want to say about college football and why we should get it is they're bringing back that mascot game. I don't know if you guys liked it, but the mascot versus mascot game, I had way too much fun with it when I was a kid playing that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically like NCAA football's version of like street ball, but it's legit. Like you take the Oregon Duck, and you play against the Crimson Tide mascot, and it's legit just those two mascots just going at it, and you're playing a full football game as if you're using like those actual players, but you're the mascot running around, and it is awesome. And they just
so it's a more arcade style.
More arcade style, yeah.
You realize you're not in college anymore, right? Like you have, I know you don't have kids, but you do have a dog and you live with your fiance who would like probably spend some time with you at night.
Yeah.
Where in like you have a full-time job, thank God, and you're doing very well. Where do you find the time to play the mascot game?
I don't know.
Saturday morning, you wake up and you're like, I'm going to play the mascot game.
Right as I get home from the gym, throw it on.
I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have time for that shit anymore, man.
No, I haven't played that version since NCAA 14 because they didn't put it in 25 or 26. Is it 14? That was the one before.
You're
25,
14
right?
years old and 14, right?
Yeah, crazy.
Jeez,
crazy.
Tell them. We're getting off topic, but I don't care. Pinkerton had a throwback day the other day. So the throwback day where the kids like dress up like the year. Guess the year, Matt.
Oh wait.
Nope.
No. I
16.
wish.
16.
Dude.
How about that?
I'm telling you, I see this post and I'm like, oh, cool, like throwback. Like I always thought like Spirit Week was cool and like the themes were always pretty funny. And I'm like scrolling through and I'm like, what decade is this? Like, what year is this? And all they did for a throwback was 10 years prior, and it was 2016. And I was like, we definitely weren't wearing those. And I'm also not that old. Like, the style is still pretty much the same.
What is the style of 2016? Like, where you're like, oh, that's definitely 2016.
It's like
the 80s have a style.
It was
the
more
90s
like
like there's a clear style. 80s and 90s.
Yeah, 2016 didn't really have a clear style. I think it was more of like colorful clothing, like a little bit mismatchy. Now is like neutral colors and like calm fits, and
it's like in 2030 they're gonna do COVID and everyone
translation pajama pants and sweatpants.
Yeah,
that's not a calm fit.
They call it the calm fit.
What is it called? Oh my God! I just figured it out. Because
you're relaxed.
I just figured it out. I'll never forget the first time I walked downstairs and Jazz was like, "Nice grout fit," and I was like, What's a grout fit? She's like, it's all gray, bro. Like, nice grout fit. I'm like, okay.
It's all gray,
I immediately want to set everything on fire. Like the house, everything.
The grout fit.
The grout fit. All right, Tyler, dude, we're leading off with the NHL.
I know. I love it.
I clearly a sign that you think I talk too much. You want to get Matt involved. He's Tyler Besman. He's Mets also. I'm Steve Mensch. This is a screener. I think we need to mix up this song.
We can do a second one.
Yeah.
Mix up what?
So, did you think we could do Kanye? Do you think Kanye would let us use this stuff?
Probably. I think so.
I mean, buy low on that stock, right? All right, Matt. NHL Stanley Cup, Carolina Hurricanes versus the Las Vegas Knights. I think Carolina. Like, it's not even close.
That's what Vegas is saying as well. Not Vegas, the team. Vegas, the Sharps.
Am I wrong?
I also am picking Carolina. They've lost one game, and the one game they lost was because they literally sat for 12 straight days and played no hockey.
That's wild. 12 days off.
I'm making that up, but it was a really.
It was 11. I think it was 11, but 12 is not that far.
Double-digit days off in the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to get that intensity back. They got smoked in that game, and then they rolled off 4 straight.
They actually got smoked in the first period.
Yeah.
And then I turned on the game, and after the first period, they had kind of like, I can't believe they didn't come back in that game. I thought that they controlled the play after the first period. They gave up 4 goals, like right away, and you were like, "Oh my God, Montreal might do this."
Well, I don't think. I think this game. I think the series goes 6.
I think 6-2. That's funny. I had 6-2.
That's what I think. Because Vegas is good, and I think it's the toughest team they've had. The Canes have had to face in the playoffs.
I mean, not Carolina. I'm sorry, Colorado underestimated them, or maybe they didn't, but it felt like they underestimated them. The media, it felt like they did. I know I did. I was like, Colorado's rolling to the final, and I thought would probably win the cup.
I wanted them to, and I thought they were going to, but I think their goaltending failed a little bit, and then they got beat up pretty quick.
Yeah, tough year for Nate McKinnon. I mean, loses his cool after Canada loses to the United States. Not like out of control. Like, what was the U.S. hockey team? Was that the Mike Modano hockey team that wrecked the hotel?
I don't remember.
Do you remember? You don't remember that story? Mm-hmm. One of the hockey teams from the United States got knocked out early, and they allegedly. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get sued, but allegedly, the Holiday Inn got ruined. But anyways, I digress. I want to ask you 2 quick things that I think are like interesting to me in the series. One is, I'm rooting for Taylor Hall. Are you?
Sure. Yeah.
He leads Carolina in scoring right now, by the way.
Yeah. Good for him.
Do you know who Taylor Hall is?
I do.
Yeah.
He used to play for the Bruins. He was an MVP back in the day.
I love that about his story, is that he's not going to be the guy that we all thought he was going to be, right? Like, Taylor Hall was supposed to be an elite hockey player, and it didn't work out that way for his career. And I think a lot of guys who are like that fold. They just can't.
Did he get injured, or it just didn't work out?
I think it felt like it was more mental. Tell me if I'm wrong, Matt. Like, he
won not the Conn Smythe, whatever the MVP is. He won that 1 year.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I don't think that he was a bust.
No. But that was very early in his career.
Yeah.
And then he had some really lean years where he's bouncing around, and all of a sudden he's on the third line, and he's like, to me, he's not a bust by any. I actually am saying I'm saying that he's not. But what he didn't turn into like an elite guy. I don't want to say McDavid, because McDavid's on another planet, but like guys that are, like a Pasternak
or something.
I think he was seen as a guy who's going to be like a Pasta, a McKinnon, like on that level. I mean, he won MVP, dude.
Yeah.
like that's a different kind of thing, and you won it early in his career, so you thought this arc was going to be that this kid's going to be for a long time really good, and it didn't really work out like that. But instead of folding, he just kept grinding and grinding, and now he's turned into that guy that it seems like everyone wants to get if you're competing for a cup. Like you want to bring him in. He was on Chicago, I know, for a minute, but it felt like as soon as you got to the trade deadline, you're like, this guy has value because he's played for contenders, and we're going to go get him.
Yeah. He's never had a 100-point season. That is flabbergasting.
Crazy, right?
To me. Flabbergasting to me. He's not even close to 1,000 points. He's 11 games away from all that 1,000 games.
Yeah. So he's had a good career. He's had a very good career. He's been in the league forever. But I just like him, and I like the way he played for the Bruins. I like the way he plays. Yeah. Like I think he's a really
put your head
good
down,
player.
Just go do work.
And I don't think he's won a cup yet, right? Like he is
not.
Right. So
Damn.
I kind of would like. Everyone talks about Burnsy playing for Colorado, and I get that, and I would have liked to have seen him win one too, and hopefully he will. He's not retiring. Did he announce that? He's not.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So I'd like to see him win too. But like this is kind of Taylor Hall winning a Stanley Cup. I think would be pretty neat. I would be into that. There's not a lot of guys I look on Carolina's roster like Sebastian Aho. I'm not like, oh, cool.
Seth Jarvis, that's the man.
Yeah, I mean they're likable guys. I mean Seth Jarvis given. Do you see the Paul Bizanek clip? I don't know what from when it is, but he was like, Seth, like it seems like exponentially you guys are getting. And he's like, I don't know what that word means, and I know you don't either. So stop talking to me like that. It wasn't exponentially; it was some word, but I was like, it's awesome. The only topped by Marchand and Bizanet. But that being said, there's not a lot of Carolina guys where I'm like, oh, this is someone I really
can't stand.
Or not even, that's true. They're just all like bland though. It's all like there's no one you're like really fired up about either, right? I mean, one of the Stoll brothers is on there.
Yeah,
I don't know which one that is. Jordan.
He's
Eric Jordan, whatever. There's the Stoll brothers are like farmers from northern, northwestern Canada.
Sound like farmers
who are just like
Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Like the strong.
What a name, Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Thunder
home
Bay
of Neil
Bombers. Thunder Bay Bombers.
Yeah,
how awesome is that name?
That is dope.
Is that the middle of Canada?
No, that's I think on like the top northwest corner.
That's
of,
what I thought too.
Superior, one of the Great Lakes.
Yeah. So yeah, like I've always kind of liked them, but they're not like super excitable. Like they're so like great. I'm rooting for Taylor Hall. The flip side. Other question I have for you because we have to always bring it back to the Bruins and
the Bees.
Sort of the Bruins. If you're a Leafs fan, how are you feeling about the Mitch Marner run?
Oh, I'm loving it.
As Bruins fans, we're loving it.
If I'm a Toronto, at this point, you're just like, Toronto can't get out of its own way. You're so mad at the administration, front office, and it's still a joke.
But you have to root for Marner.
I cannot wait for them to make the first pick and pick the wrong guy. I can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing. Because this is the guy who's going to be like, I'm going to think outside the box, and I'm going to go with this guy because he's got some metric that nobody measures. And they're like, no, you should have picked the kid from Penn State
that everyone loves.
Yeah, McKenna.
Yeah. I went back and looked at his numbers. I was like, is Marner bad in the playoffs? Like, was he just not? Did he not produce? Not the case. He played in 2 of the last 3 years. He played really well. Maybe Toronto fans will be like, oh, he disappeared in this series or in that game. But when you look at the productions and the points wise, block shots were a thing for him, and hits. Mitch Marner was.
But he was the one. Like, do you remember that
they were
like both Matthews and Nylander were like, dude, you just got to shut your mouth and play hockey.
I actually think Nylander was telling Matthews and Marner to shut up.
Is that what it was?
That's what I got from that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, let's not give Matthews any credit.
Yeah, because I don't see Matthews doesn't have the greatest backbone in the world. I don't know.
Went all to his mustache.
So what's that?
All his backbone went to his mustache. It's a weak mustache.
Oh my god! Oh, that's pretty good actually. Also, I don't know. Did you follow? But Canada losing in the third, didn't even medal.
No, both the U.S. and Canada got bounced.
That's interesting.
Damn.
So you got Norway and Finland and like the young guys over there. It's legit.
Yeah.
Like
there was a whole thing about
we'd have to spend some scout money on an NHL to send them over to Europe.
There was a whole we talked about this before with the Olympics, I think, or the Four Nations, but there was a whole story about how like Canadian goalies are not what they used to be because they're not developing them like they are, and like
Nobody wants to play goalie in Canada.
There's still, I mean, don't get me wrong, Canada's still producing a lot of like outstanding hockey players, but I guess it hasn't been the same. It's interesting. All
Patrick Waugh's not walking through that door.
I pretty much talked for 80% of the NHL stuff that we were going to limit that to.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say?
No, I don't want Vegas to win because I was watching, like, doing some prep for this and watching like a blip reel, I don't know what they're called, about some podcast, and they're like Vegas are the jerks, the villains of the NHL, and
they got some Florida Panthers to them, right?
Yeah, if they would just own it, then you could actually respect it, but they just don't own it. They just kind of like ignore it, and like this whole Bruce Cassidy thing, it's Butchie, is ridiculous. And they made the point that that's $4.5 million that you could keep off your salary if you just let him go, and they're just purposely keeping him on because he's going to end up at LA or the Oilers.
It's going to happen anyway,
somewhere in their division, right? It's just stupid.
I think
we're focused on the playoffs. I'm pretty sure you could sign a piece of paper.
So before the Canes home games, they do the hurricane alarm.
I hate that thing.
Yeah, that one.
Hear me out.
It looks so weird.
Game 5. Bruce Cassidy does it.
Hell yeah.
I would. And like with the Undertaker music, so he comes out in the dark, and then all of a sudden the lights go on, and it's Cassidy getting them fired up, dude. I'm just saying.
They gotta get a bigger one, dude. That thing is tiny.
It's loud.
It's wicked loud, but I feel like
it sounds like it's whining though. It's like wee.
Yeah.
There was someone on the college football team uses like the hawk sign. The hawk sound, and it's like a screech. Yeah, oh man! After like every first down, they do it. By the you're like, come on, dude. Who's the baseball guy? The Vanderbilt Whistler?
I don't know.
Have you never heard of this? Oh my god, it's great. You know who Kay from Barstool is? I think she's hilarious. She prank.
Yes, I do.
She prank called because one of the other guys, Mincy, whatever his name is. I hope I'm getting all these names right. Was talking trash about the Whistler. And she called up and pretended to be. What's very funny about that to me is the clip is she's from Philadelphia, like hardcore Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And it goes from a Southern accent to very clearly Philadelphia within like 3 minutes of the phone call. But she's like, he helped me find my child. He helped me find my son. And he's like, oh. It's so good.
Mincy's a weirdo.
Yeah, he is.
All of the clips.
It's interesting the cast that they get in there, man.
Yeah.
Some of the guys.
Kate's hilarious though.
Kate is. I think she's super funny.
Yeah. Weird as hell too, but wicked funny.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, Bruce Cassidy to do the
that's
hurricane
genius.
alarm, right?
Genius.
If they let him out of the state.
Although would that get the? Oh my god! Yikes, dude!
Got him a lot.
You're not allowed to leave the building, Bruce.
All right. What do you want to get into next? You want to do Spurs or do you want to do the trades?
It's up to you. I'll flip it back.
What do you want to do first?
Spurs.
Let's do Spurs. Thank God.
Yeah. Right.
Really?
That's actually an entertaining Game 7.
And I'm now talking. Tell me if I'm wrong. If like now I'm just being crazy. I'm kind of talking myself into the Knicks. This is going to be a better series than I thought.
Yeah. No, I have. I honestly think the last few days I've completely talked myself into it, and I can't believe it. But I've fully talked myself into like the Knicks are actually going to be competitive. Like. I'm going to say his name, and I'm probably going to have a list, but like Stephon Castle might have a hard time with Brunson. And like I'm talking myself into all of these different scenarios that are making this series actually be entertaining. I thought the Spurs would just blow them out in 5. I think this could be like a close 6 games or 7 games. And it's
you still like the Spurs.
I still like the Spurs, but it is a rematch of 99. And so I think like,
which it's interesting to me. That was 27 years ago. I honestly like, and that was like, I like whatever. I could care less.
But I think Knicks fans who either went through that or they were kids and they heard about that growing up and all of this blah, blah, blah about that series. Like, I don't know. We're not Knicks fans, but I think with those Knicks fans is they probably are thinking about that. And then that feeds into it. Oh, it is a rematch. Oh, they beat us in, I think it was 5 games. And so, they also.
I don't think the players care,
but I don't think
fans do.
I don't think the players care about that. The fans do.
Spike Lee cares.
I think what the players care about is they will never have to buy a single thing in that city ever again if they win this series.
I mean, they had streets named after him after the Celtics.
That is true, which was unreal.
I was giggling.
That was unreal.
I was like,
we went through each
hilarious.
one. That was nuts. But I think like the Knicks have a lot riding on this series. Like they have that whole entire city, and it's New York. It's the toughest, like the sports city. I mean, we love Boston, but it's the toughest sports city to play in, and the pressure is all on them to win the series, even though the Spurs are the favorites. So, or at least I think they are. I have to look at Vegas.
I think Vegas has a pretty good following. This was something that jumped out to me, but like it's Carolina, Vegas for NHL. It's not great for the league, man. If this was a Rangers
that was last
Edmonton
year for the NBA
series,
of course,
it would get so much more whatever, and just like it sucks that they can't. And I hate the Rangers, but I can recognize that it's good for the NHL to have the Rangers in, right? And I hate the Knicks, but I recognize that it's good for the NBA to have.
It's great for
in.
basketball.
I mean, you have the Knicks. It's great for the NBA for the Knicks to be in it. And I like Jalen Brunson's an interesting cat, man. He's a likable dude.
Yeah.
It
tells a story. Like if you're a young kid that's watching basketball and you hear about Jalen Brunson, he could easily become your favorite player. He's a shorter guy. He was counted out. All of these different agendas were laid out when he went to New York, and he was a problem in Dallas when he left. And so you're probably a young fan looking at him being like, I could be Jalen Brunson. You can't, but I could be Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, yeah.
That was me with Isaiah Thomas. I'm like, he's short. I'm short. I
think this adds up, right?
Yeah.
No, it does not.
No.
The contrast between Jalen Brunson, who's been in the league for a while, and who's this like veteran who's just, it's all like, he's the guy at the church league who knows how to get to his shots and create space and just smarter than everyone else there.
Yeah.
And then Wemby, who is just this naturally gifted big man with a unique skill set that I don't think we've really ever seen.
No.
I will say that I do think Wemby's not as experienced, and I think some things come with experience, and I think that's worth noting. I think Wemby's just as smart and just as instinctive and just as he's just as got a good a basketball mind as anyone, including Jalen Brunson, who is an elite basketball mind. So I would say that. But I do think it's interesting the contrast there of these two teams. Will you watch any of these games from tip
No.
to fin? No, you won't.
No.
You will watch Carolina. Well,
I have much higher likelihood of watching from puck drop to last period in hockey.
Yeah.
That for this basketball game, like I will probably, when it comes to, I'm not going to watch it from the tip off. Like, let's be honest. The first 3 quarters don't matter, in the first half of the
You're
fourth
completely
quarter
right.
don't matter.
I hate that about
right.
it, by the way.
It sucks. But you're
like,
completely right.
I mean, it's irrelevant because they can erase a 20-point lead in no time at all.
Yeah.
Because they can.
And they do.
And so I'll pay attention on my phone and look to see what it's at. And, then if I'm like, oh, there's 6 minutes left and it's an 8-point game, sure, I'll turn it on. If it's other than that, I'll probably.
Most of them I will. I would like to think I'm going to catch 2 or 3 of these. That's what this series is to me. I think that it's interesting enough. Oklahoma City, who they beat last year, I don't even remember.
Indiana. And that was really bad for the NBA. Like
I watched almost none of it.
I
just watched almost none of it.
Right as I saw Tyrese Halliburton tear his Achilles, and then I watched a couple games, I was like, this series sucks.
Yeah.
It was awful.
But in my house, they're not, they love hockey. They don't like basketball. If the game runs, if the tip off is at 9:30, I could probably pull it off. But if the TV's on, I'm not going to be allowed to watch it.
No,
that's fair.
And I'm not going to get up and go to the basement.
That's way too far for you. You'll watch all of them?
I'll watch all of them. I think with Wemby and how good he is, I want to see.
Yeah, I kind of want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I want to be part of that journey for him, where even if he loses, I want to still see that.
Yeah,
and you see that character arc for him within the league, and him growing and getting watching Game 7 and seeing him cry on the court was awesome. I'm not a Spurs fan. I'm not really a Wemby fan. That was just awesome from a basketball standpoint.
Shades of Jordan's first championship, right? Where he has the trophy in the locker room.
Definitely.
Question: that was a bit much for a conference finals, right?
I was just going to say the same thing.
I know you're 21,
but I'd rather have that.
Yes, I agree.
I would rather have that. But you were right. You are right.
I'm it's a bit much.
So I think he played. I think he played OKC in the regular season. He hates them. That is an actual thing.
He hates Chet.
He hates Chet. Understandably so. completely
I
understandable.
don't know if he hates Chet. He hates what people
Cornette
made
with the
Chet.
block. Do you think Wemby was pissed that it wasn't him that blocked it?
No, I think
it was
Wemby seems like a great teammate, man. He seems to get fired up about that.
So there's
stuff.
multiple things with Wemby that I like. Is the regular season, he cried when I think it was a 20-point comeback, and they beat OKC in the regular season, and he cried, and he was like, you thought that they won the NBA Finals after that game.
That's a big
People
much. I didn't
clowned
know
him.
that.
It was a lot.
Caleb Williams.
It was a lot. Yeah, legit.
That is not,
Then
You can cry when you win, not when
that's
you
an
lose.
X, not a check
Not when you
mark.
lose, Caleb.
And then there was when he
In
played.
your mom's shoulder.
So he played
Give me a
for
break.
France and played against the U.S. and lost to Chet, and he cried when he fouled out. So like, there's been multiple times where like he's an emotional guy. But then you saw during the series where they were clearly going to lose, and they put in like Bismack Biyombo, and I think it was Mason Plumlee, and I didn't even know these dudes were still in the league. And you could see him talking to them and like kind of whispering to them. And
I saw that.
They came out and just threw bows.
It was just
Like,
Mitchell too. They went right after Mitchell.
right at him, and they were like throwing him. Like, I think Jerry McCain, they like threw on the ground. Like, people were like, dude, I think Wemby like put a hit on him. And so Wemby, I just think he's really good for the NBA from like a mentality, and like I talked to my players about it on Sunday. They like, this one kid, Malik, is really, really talented, but he's really focused on being cool and his aura. And, I can do an approach because I can jump really high, but I'm not going to go like fast into my approach and then jump. I'm going to go like slow into my approach and then jump. And I was like,
Because
dude,
that's cooler.
I was like, dude, it's cool to try. We just saw Wemby like ball his eyes.
Yeah.
Like
Cool
it is cool to try. And
That's a thing, huh?
and I think it's a legit thing that you have to like remind this generation where like
That's wild.
it's cool to try and it's cool to fail. Like, and we just saw Wemby go through that, where that's how the NBA has been. And these kids are big NBA fans. His favorite player is Luka. Like,
Our generation,
you can see it through like who they like as athletes, and Wemby is changing that, and I love it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm rooting for San Antonio.
our generation was cool to. It was cool to try, and you were a disgrace if you failed.
And that's how it should be.
No, it should not be that way. I will say this about those hits, though. A couple things. One, Caleb Williams, I don't want to just be clear about this. I think him crying to his mother is the most overblown thing I've ever heard in my life, and maybe we could all relax about giving Caleb Williams a
Don't
hard
show
time
my
about
mom
that.
that.
Mitch, if you're Oklahoma City and you want to keep key players in the game of a game you know you're going to win and get a blowout, I'm hard fouling, man. You're going to get a bunch of hard fouls.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that. I'm not going to be dirty.
Yeah.
But if that guy goes towards the hoop or that guy tries to set a pick on me, I'm doing the Kobe.
It's
the
a
Kobe
Jordan
Gasol.
rules.
I'm running through that pick.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing? Like, you want to be like that?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I get 5.
And I think
I'm going to use them.
I think that's how San Antonio ended up winning that series.
I do
They
too.
were like, dude, if you guys are going to play this way, we're going to murder you. And they got to a point where you saw Caruso kind of back off a little bit. You saw SGA where he would fall to the ground, but then get up immediately, where it was like, no, you just got hard fouled and they didn't call it. Like, they were calling the little like fake stuff. The hard ones, they're like, no, you're going to learn from that one. It was awesome.
I thought it was interesting that they kind of took the approach of like the defensive back in the NFL was like, I'm going to commit pass interference on every play. They won't call it all the time.
Right.
Though I might get flagged 3 times in this game. They won't call it 10.
And I think
I'm telling you, they won't call it 10.
And the depth was huge for them too, where they were like, we have 5 fouls to disperse, which I found out afterwards. I was completely wrong. You guys were right. It's 5 fouls, not 6.
No, I thought
I said 6.
I thought you
said
corrected
5.
us.
Oh.
Yeah, you were right. You said 5.
Oh, no, it was 6.
There are
6 was the
6.
right one. It was 6, yes.
There are 6 fouls.
That's
in
what
the
it
NBA.
was.
Oh, it's the flipped. You get 5.
Yeah, it's
you
not
get 5 in
yeah,
college,
yeah.
6. Okay.
But so they
Glad we got that ironed out for all the hardcore listeners out there.
They use that depth, and I wonder if they do it again with New York, because New York doesn't have that many players. They have a ton of players, but they don't have the same amount of depth. Where they just have all these guys where they can just get rid of fouls, where they can have Cornette and he maybe grabs a bunch. You then have Bismack Biyombo. I can't believe that dude's in the league, but you have them taking all of these fouls when that's what they did with the
difference
Thunder.
is, though, is that Jalen Brunson's not afraid of physical basketball.
No, not at all.
At all. Like, he embraces it.
He almost like works
and-
off of it.
Right.
Yeah, no, he does,
You're going to
yeah.
feed him. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, okay. Like, I love to play this way.
Yeah.
I played
Yeah.
this way my whole
Yep.
life.
And
Like,
that's that
I'm
whole
wicked
team.
comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Josh Hart's another guy that I feel like, because that was the thing about Caruso in that series. Like, he had those 2 games, and it was like, well, we're going to need you to be that like third scorer.
Yeah.
And especially in Game 7 when Chet disappeared.
Yeah,
just disappeared.
And you didn't have
and he couldn't do
Jalen
it.
Williams or anything.
Josh Hart, I think mentally is the guy who can do things that like I think people don't realize.
Yeah.
And he did. He's already had a couple big games in this playoff run. Like, and I think he's tough. I think he's physical. Like those guys are not going to be. I don't know. I think it's going to be a better series than I thought. And tell me, I can't wait. I can't wait to see Madison Square Garden. I can't stand the Knicks.
Yeah,
those fans are going to be. It's going to be nuts if they go on like a 12-4 run. It's going to sound like they just went on like a 30-0 run.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be like the crowd's going to be insane. And also something we haven't talked about. Like as much as I like Wemby, and I think he obviously can make plays in big situations. Like Brunson's a killer. He's an assassin. Like he's a dude that finishes games.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Did you see what the average get-in price is to get into
to MSG?
MSG?
I think it was 2,000 something to go to San Antonio, and I heard that if it goes, is it Game 7 in Madison Square Garden?
Game 7 would be in San Antonio.
Okay, so Game 6,
3, 4, and 6 are in at MSG.
Okay, so 6 I heard was going to be in the range of 5,500 to get in the door.
So right now, average ticket prices for the games hover around $4,000 to $6,000. Courtside seats easily commanding six figures.
That's insane. And actually, that makes sense.
Can you imagine $100,000 to watch a basketball game?
No.
That's insane.
I watch any game. I don't.
It's good to have season tickets, man.
If you had given me like a Peyton Manning, like guaranteed Super Bowl victory, I don't know if I would have paid $100,000.
Where he thanks you in his press conference after the game.
I get to be on this field and hand him the trophy and say, "I'm really proud of you, Peyton."
You get to you warm up. You get to warm him up. You catch the ball and hand it to the other quarterback and throws it back, or whatever. Or you catch the ball and hand it to him so he can throw it. Yeah.
Lisa's out.
Oh God, that's a lot of money, man.
I mean. There's a lot of money in New York, and for many people, $100,000 is pocket change. But
not many. Some though.
In New York, a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of hedge funds.
I don't even think in New York. Like, what? I mean,
think of the celebrities that are courtside though.
That's like, still you're still talking about in New York. You're talking about like 5% of the population.
No, that is fair. And I actually,
there's not guys walking like. There's just like I get it.
Well, it's a status thing. They may not be able to afford $100K, but
they'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
True.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm courtside in the finals.
You could do payment
Speaking
plans.
Of aura.
Speaking of aura. But like I saw something where. With all of these prices where they were like, if you're Spike Lee and you have like your seat for game 3 and ends up being at Madison Square Garden is $120K, let's say, but your like season ticket package for the following season is around $100K. Why wouldn't you just sell that ticket and then it pays for your whole next season? Like, would you do that if you're Spike Lee, or do you go to that game 3?
You go to that game 3. It's part of your brand.
Spike Lee can't.
Yeah. No, true.
And I actually.
Let's say you're like
maybe you sell the ticket, your second ticket.
Let's say you're like Tina Fey, and you have that, or if you're Timothée Chalamet, where we see him at a bunch of games.
Chalamet can't do it because
Chalamet's starting to try to be that Spike Lee.
I know he's already been accused of not being. He's got to go. Like if Chalamet wants to be. If Chalamet didn't show up for a game now, they would like the fans would jump on it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Spike Lee, but I just think Spike Lee's. I'm not saying Chalamet's a fraud, but I'm fairly convinced that Spike Lee's not a fraud. I think
definitely not.
Because he's been around since the Reggie Miller chose.
Yeah.
Like,
he's that guy.
Yeah. There's a reason
that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
He's a reason Reggie Miller did that. Like,
he's wired. Like I'm guessing that it was one of those things where he's like, you talk about these owners sometimes, and Robert Kraft was like, we're going to buy the Patriots one day.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that when Spike Lee was coming up and he was becoming a filmmaker, he was like, one of the things that I'm going to do when I get to this place is I'm going to get season tickets, Madison Square Garden, courtside.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was like a personal goal in his life to be able to do that.
Which is dope.
I bet Scarlett
it's so
Johansson,
cool.
Yeah.
And I hate the Knicks, but it's still so
Knicks.
cool.
I hate the Knicks.
I bet Jost and Scarlett Johansson are there. She's got plenty of Marvel money.
Dude, yeah. Have you ever seen that the what's the news? The when they bring on guests.
Update?
Yeah, Weekend Update, they bring on a guest, and Mikey Day. Is it Mikey Day?
He's one of the people.
Yeah, he comes on as a character, and he's like, "Can you imagine making less money than your wife?" It's so like the whole bit's about him being like this like guy from the early 1900s and like just giving Colin a hard time about being married to a movie star. It's so good. She makes. I'm guessing she just dwarfs his income, and he must
100,000%.
He must.
She can make multiple movies, 2 movies a year, and make $60 million before all of her endorsements.
Easy, right?
And think about
then she has
think about all of the endorsements that she's got.
She has like maybe not a clothing. She has some like brands that she runs.
She's got to.
Yeah. So
they all do, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think so. I think she's great though. I think she's actually like genuinely like I'm entertained when she's in a movie. Like she's a pretty good actress. I think she's gorgeous, but I also think that she's like a decent actress. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for Scarlett Johansson. All right, let's get into these trades. Enough of this stuff.
Nice.
Okay? This is what we should like. Honestly, if you're trying to sell a pod, like don't lead with the NHL playoffs where Steve talks too much.
You got to lead with the NHL playoffs. Because Tyler ends up leaving like 5 minutes for it in other pods. So
yeah,
I had to start with NHL.
Maybe not in the one where Myles Garrett gets traded.
That's fair. I guess just to jump into it, Myles Garrett, did they kind of overpay?
All right, well, let's talk. Okay, just so everyone understands what the deal was, and if you haven't seen it, or we can refresh your memory if you can't remember. Rams trade Jared Verse, who is a Pro Bowler, who is freaking really good and
like
young.
a good Pro Bowler, not just like
Jared Verse.
17 guys in front of him said they didn't want to go, so now he's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Not a Mac Jones or Shedeur Sanders Pro Bowl.
He honestly, the best college shape I've ever seen was him against when he was at Florida State. I think it was LSU. But he absolutely just dominated the game. Like, just no one on the field could block him. But Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick.
That's crazy because the Patriots didn't want to trade their 2027.
No one wants to. A 2028 second-round pick and a 2029 third-round pick for Myles Garrett, who is 30 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also just broke the sack record, and he was the AP NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and is
for the second time.
And when you're watching him, you're like, "This is okay." This guy's like JJ Watt was a. Oh man, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Like, JJ Watt was a dominant, physical, big defensive end. I'm not sure he's in the same conversation as Myles Garrett, and JJ Watt was freaking awesome.
Well, when you watch Myles Garrett, it looks like he's just goofing around. Like he does like basketball moves as if he has a basketball in his hand to make moves with the blocker in front of him, and it's hilarious to watch. It looks like he's doing a crossover, and then just gets to the quarterback every time. It's ridiculous.
There are some people who think this is like just blasphemous. He's in like Myles Garrett's like Reggie White territory. Like Reggie White is one of the best to ever play the game, and Myles Garrett's in that territory. And I think he's just more. It was a different game back then. I think that Myles Garrett's more athletic than Reggie White was, so I think there's that aspect of his game. But like, this dude is different.
Well,
now
they could scheme around him, and he still beats the scheme.
He's just
it's unreal.
Insane. And when I think about the sack record, I wanted to go back and look at this, and I didn't, so I apologize. But Cleveland sucked. So they must have trailed like a fair amount. And if you're playing Cleveland and you're a Cincinnati and you got Joe Burrow there, you're like, run the ball. Run the ball. We are up 14 and their offense couldn't move the ball if their life depended on it. We are going to hand the ball off for the rest of this game. Like, we're not going to drop back in the fourth quarter at all.
Yeah.
And he broke the sack record.
He's unreal. I mean, we watched the Browns play the Patriots, and I was genuinely terrified for Drake May. Like, all week, I'm like, I know it's the Browns. I know we're going to beat them, but, like, is my quarterback going to be alive when he gets out of that game and walks back to the locker room after the fourth quarter? Thankfully, he did. But I think he got sacked like 3 or 4 times that game.
At least.
It was ridiculous. I think he had a ridiculous amount of sacks.
He might have had 5.
I think he had 5 that game because just unreal.
He might have had 3 against Campbell and then 5 in the game.
Yeah, against Campbell. Yeah.
There's so many
5 times.
There's so many things in this trade that I think are like fascinating. One, I think we can lead off right away. Did the Rams overpay? And what do your instinct? I feel like your instinct's telling you they did.
My instinct is telling me that they did, but then I'm sorry, Matt. I heard about the Sauce Gardner trade where they gave up 2 first-round picks and got Sauce Gardner, and then
it's what I wrote down.
Damn it.
So what was it, Matt? What was the Sauce trade?
The 26th first, the 27th first, and wide receiver Adonai Mitchell.
Well, Mitchell, you're not really worried about.
Yeah,
it's a bag of balls.
But I think the only thing that I was like, what are you doing? Is Jared versus 25. He's the exact same age as me. He was born in 2000. where he is your future edge rusher. I was like, what the hell are you doing? But then, like, looking at the years, 2027, then 2028, 2029, you're kind of spacing them out, which in the long run is fine. And you have Matthew Stafford, you maybe have 2 good years from him left. You probably have 2 to 3 good years of Myles Garrett left. You kind of just go all in for the next 2 years. And Devontae Adams, same thing. And maybe you get a Super Bowl out of those 2 years.
They are all in.
Everybody loves the 2027 first-round picks because of the quarterback class, right? How deep it is.
The wide receivers too, right?
They just drafted Ty Simpson as like the sure, but in their eyes they're like we should develop Simpson for the next 2 years behind Stafford, and then we'll see where we're at.
And McVay, yeah.
I shouldn't
He's
make
in a
that
great
sound.
spot.
Like, I like Ty Simpson. I just think that was way too early, and I mean the history will tell you that not great chances of that working out.
I'm sure it's not, but I'm saying I can defend it.
You can defend it. I understand that.
I don't think it's an overpay.
I will also tell you that their offensive line's an interesting situation for them. I don't think it's bad, but there are a couple of, like, it's going to be interesting to see which way this goes and how good they're going to be. And traditionally, they figured it out, but. Well,
when Myles Garrett strip sacks the quarterback at the 20, you only have to go 20 yards.
That's true. Yeah. That is true. There's an offensive tackle that's coming out from LSU that I think is going to be the best offensive tackle since I don't even know when. Like, there's 2 wide receivers.
Will Campbell's from LSU.
There's two wide receivers that are, I mean, one's generational and could be better than Calvin Johnson. Like, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but they're not going to be around at the late first round, right?
No, they're not.
No.
So, because they're thinking we're going Super Bowl or bust, so let's call it the final 4 picks.
It's a fair point, Matt. That's a good point.
Final 4 picks of the 27th draft. I think that's fine. Like, to get somebody like Myles Garrett.
It kind of ties in. We'll get back to the mile. Did they give up too much? Because this ties into what I'm thinking. I love what Les Snead is doing. Sometimes when you zag and everyone else is zigging, like, you got to be careful about it. You can't be the guy that you were talking about from the Leafs being like, I know better than everyone else. Yeah. And you can't be the guy. We'll see how it works out in Jacksonville, but their GM there, Blackstone, like, it's
he's a nut job.
He's a Blackstone. I can see his face now. I can't remember it.
Yeah, he's a young guy, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Blackstone. I'm thinking of my grill.
Gladstone.
Gladstone. Thank you. I can see his face. Like, we'll see how that works out for him. You got to be careful about that stuff, right? And I just said that I don't like that they just totally ignored, or feels like they ignored the analytics, or maybe put too much faith in the tape when you look at the analytics of taking Ty Simpson. But, like, his thing is F them picks, and I've said that for freaking years. I've said people put too much value in these draft picks when you know you can get a known commodity. And the best argument against that is how you pay them, right? So if you're going to get, Jared Verse is going to be cheaper than Myles Garrett because of the contract, like all that. When you get rookie contracts, you pay them less money. Just how it works. And I understand that. But, like, there's so many misses. There's so many misses that if you know you can get a guy. And look, like, Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett have now been traded in the last calendar year. Mm-hmm. The 2 best edge rushers in the league. I did think there was very funny. They were both on a podcast recently, and Micah Parsons tried to say that there's no one in the league can do what he does because he's light. And Myles Garrett was like, he's like, basically like, what are you talking about? Like, I just broke the sack record. Like, this is silly. And I like Micah Parsons a lot. He's not Myles Garrett.
No. Well, and you said those 2 guys, but then there was also 2 others that one got moved, and then one almost got moved. But then the physicals, you have.
Max Crosby was in the
Max
on the
Crosby,
market.
And then you have
Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. So those guys also got moved as well.
Good point, Ty. It's interesting that these elite edge guys are moving around a little bit because certain teams don't want to pay them, and other teams are like, we know what life is like without him.
Right.
We know what it's like not to have that guy, or what, like, for the Rams, they had Verse, who I think was an outstanding guy, but they're like, we recognize what the defensive player of the year could do for us.
Yeah.
So you go out and get him, and listen, he did it with Stafford, and I think people were surprised at what he gave up to get Stafford. That worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah. It did.
So the other thing that horrifies me, by the way, is Aaron Donald put out a workout tape.
Yeah.
Suggesting he might be coming back.
Did you see Pat McAfee shot him a text today?
No. What did he say? Did he say anything?
Yeah.
Did he respond?
Right, he did. Yeah. He responded right away.
Can you imagine?
He's probably knife fighting someone.
Yeah.
You ever seen that video?
Dude, that video.
Aaron Donald knife fighting somebody?
He was doing hand fighting when the guy had knives. And I was like, dude, this is no.
So he shot him a text asking if he's going to come back.
That's probably AI.
And Donald wrote, "It for sure got me thinking." That's what he wrote.
Aaron Donald, I really believe,
and then he
would
said,
come back for the league minimum.
And then McAfee responded with surprise before Donald added another intriguing message. 35, removed 2 years ago. Got to see if that fire can light back up. That was the second message that he sent out to that.
But like he's already working out.
That guy could 100% come back in this league and be a dog.
If you get Aaron Donald at 80% of what Aaron Donald was.
Yeah, just a sheer like strength of that guy.
It takes up a blocker.
Yeah, no, exactly. It takes up probably 2 blockers.
And the question is like, how much does he, like either? And it's like they either have the rights to him or he would sign a contract. And how much would it like?
I don't know how much money they have because they're paying.
What would he take? That's the thing. Like
he would have to take the minimum. They like I would have to look at it, but I
think he might do it.
He should. I think he should. I think it would be awesome for football, even though I'm over here with the Patriots getting excited about them. I think it would be awesome. Aaron Donald coming back, just thinking of how terrifying that D-line would be hilarious.
They poached both of the corners from Kansas City who were awesome last year.
Yeah, McDuffie, and then I forget the other guy.
I can't remember his name either. Yeah, they got both of the corners from Kansas City who were both awesome last year.
I don't know how they're going to pay Puka, by the way. That's a completely different conversation. But
there's a conversation to have about what could, if I'm waiting to see how good this Rams team is because they are now the favorite to win the Super Bowl. It would be an interesting
That other corner was Jalen Watson.
Jalen Watson. It would be an interesting conversation to have about what would trip them up, and I think it starts with Puka Nacua.
For sure.
Just because of the whole situation.
But even from a money standpoint, you'd need like all the, I forget the exact number, but it was like they basically have like almost $140 million tied up in 3 dudes. And that would be Myles Garrett, Matthew Stafford, and Devontae Adams. But they're doing not Devontae Adams, Trent McDuffie. Where you have 3 guys tied up in that much money, where Puka then comes out and is, okay, I'm a better wide receiver than everybody in the league. I want to be paid this. He might end up on a new team. Yeah. So the reality is there for the Rams where they might be screwed. And like money's been interesting. Like Gonzo right now, I've been hearing from like Toucher and Hardy made a great point where a lot of players right now are going away from this is what the cornerback market is instead of or now they're thinking this is what the defense market is. JSN just got paid $42 million. I guarded him and shut him down in the Super Bowl. Why don't I get $42 million? So it's interesting where like money conversations are coming in where it's not positional anymore. It's more around like the offense as a whole or the defense as a whole.
Yeah, that's great. You don't dictate that. The players have never dictated the market.
Of course not. But then
owners dictate the market.
But then from there is if you're going somewhere else, if you go to a competitor and you're like,
yeah, they got to go and convince someone to do that, and that does happen.
Yeah,
they do it. You do if you can go convince another team to do it, that's great. But you got to still go convince another team, and their own. By the way, I am convinced of this. It's collusion, but I am certain there are owners who sit around and be like, "We're not paying." We're like, "Listen, this is a collective bargaining thing." And we're not. There are certain numbers. If you sign a guy to like 10 million more than what the market is, you're gonna get phone calls being like, "What are you like? What do you do?" Because it affects the franchise tags,
right?
Like it affects so much of the market, and supposedly it's not going on.
You know it's going on.
It's definitely going on.
It's 100% going on.
So like that's great, and you can sell that. And it was the whole thing with Gronkowski. I'm not more than just a tight end. And you're going to get paid as the highest tight end. You'll get paid more than any other tight end in the history of the game. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get paid like a top 3 receiver, a top 5 receiver. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
That's the world, man. Like that's how it is. Like, so, and it would have sucked if he ended up somewhere else. It's going to suck if Gonzo ends up somewhere else. But Gonzo's not getting JSN money. He's not getting receiver money.
I don't think he will. But it will be interesting, like how those conversations go.
Yeah, I was glad to see him at the Drake May Celebrity Softball Tournament.
Yeah.
Where Ann Michael was just
hitting bombs,
just crushing the ball. At first, I saw her get in the batter's box, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a terrible baseball player, and this is so misogynistic of me." I was like, "Can you get the bat off your shoulder?" And apparently, that's just her stance.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the pitch came out, bat off the shoulder, and she like smoked the ball. I was like, "Yeah, she's better than I am at everything." Clearly. So I was glad to see him there. I hope they extend him. I think this has been really interesting because we're going to get into it right now. The Vrabel story, obviously, and the A.J. Brown, is the trade going to happen? And we have had to wait until June. has overshadowed the fact that there is a situation with your best defensive player in Christian Gonzalez, and they need to figure it out. Like they need to because it will affect even if they don't. You don't want him going into the year without being extended.
No,
because then it will affect everything. And now you're going out and spending money on guys. You better spend money on him. Like he's that good. Like you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
I wanted Steph Diggs, but I thought about it more. Number one, I'd rather pay Gonzo. I'd rather figure out how to pay Gonzo, whether that's whatever
smart.
We have left.
Yeah, let's get Steph Diggs back and let Gonzo go.
Then the other piece was, how would A.J. Brown actually deal with having a Stephon Diggs in his wide receiver room after he just left Philly, where Tony Maz said it on 98.5, where he got the same amount of targets as Devontae Smith. I don't know how he'd deal with another wide receiver diva in the same wide receiver room as him, where I don't know if I really want him there.
Am I missing something? Like I think that the Patriots receiving, like the Drake May was getting better and all of these things. Like Steph Diggs, he's not that guy. He wasn't that guy.
He had 1,000 receiving yards.
Did he go to the Pro Bowl?
No, but he had 1,000 receiving yards.
Dude, how many guys in the league had 1,000 receiving yards last year?
I don't know, but the Patriots didn't have one for years.
Steph Diggs is a really good receiver. If they found a way to get him back on the roster, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah,
Steph Diggs ain't A.J. Brown, man.
No, of course not.
They do different things.
No, of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying it would be sick to have that wide receiver room and how nasty that would be. But then at the same time, I might just want A.J. Brown just being wide receiver one and just being able to be wide receiver one and not be sharing targets with a Steph Diggs who complained in Houston where he wasn't getting the ball enough because Nico Collins was the wide receiver.
They're all going to do that.
And so
they're all going to do that. They are all going to do that. It's been going
on for ages.
It's
of course. Keyshawn Johnson.
But that's where A.J. Brown
they all do it.
Forces the trade on his way to New England, and then right as he's here, you're like, all right, now you got to share the room with Steph Diggs, who's notoriously a diva in this league. Have fun.
Devontae Smith is a better receiver than Steph Diggs at this point.
I fully agree. I'm just saying, we know with A.J. Brown where he's complained about not getting the ball enough, and then you put in a receiver that complains about not getting
Romeo
the ball.
Doubs is a better receiver. Like, they just went out and got Romeo Doubs. Like, were we worried about that?
No. I'm talking about how Steph Diggs is a diva, and you put him in a wide receiver room with a guy that's wide receiver one and just complained and was a diva in Philly, and then you put those guys
I get what
together.
You're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Steph Diggs is better than him, her, whatever. All I'm saying
definitely not better than A. Michael.
No, definitely not.
All right, so how excited are you about this trade?
Like ridiculously excited.
Do you think it'll blow up in your face?
No.
Not at all.
I think
there's not one chance that this could really not go well.
The only way is injury. I think that's the only way. Why? Tell me why.
You just said why.
He's a
That's
diva.
the only thing. Oh, diva-wise? No, I think he's going to be on his best behavior. He forced his way out of Philly to be with Vrabel, has wanted to be with Vrabel. He is.
I will say this: Vrabel knows what he's getting.
Yes, he knows exactly what he's getting. And Vrabel left Tennessee because they traded this dude.
He was not happy about it.
No, and then on top of that, he has been a Patriots fan since he was a kid. He's talked about it with Edelman on his podcast. He's said it since the draft, where he cried in his closet and in the car when the Patriots didn't draft him. And then he's finally now a Patriot, and he's happy about it. He told his mom, he said in the press today about how this is not heaven, but it's the closest thing to heaven. Like, he's saying all the right things. The only way that I can see this blowing up my face is where he pulls a Kyrie, where he says all the right things. He does all the right things. And then all of a sudden it's like, what the hell?
Well,
but I think he's on his best behavior because he's with Vrabel. And Vrabel is if Vrabel can control Steph Diggs and all of the craziness we dealt with last year.
Don't say it that way.
He can control.
Don't say control. Like, say manage.
Yeah. If he could manage Steph Diggs and the craziness we dealt with Steph Diggs last year, I think he can manage A.J. Brown. Where A.J. Brown really wasn't that. He read a book on the sideline. That's really all that it was, and people were upset.
That's all he did.
That's all he did.
That's all he did.
That's all he did. And he maybe did the KD thing where he went on Instagram and would do
maybe
hidden messages.
Maybe that.
Maybe a little bit of this. Maybe a little bit of that.
Well, he didn't. He didn't have a pink powder on a boat with a bunch of hot chicks in bikinis, and then he didn't potentially do an assault.
Steph Diggs is not the bar, man.
What happens?
I'm just saying, if Vrabel could manage that, he can manage A.J. Brown reading a book on the sidelines and tweeting things.
So, do you think there's a chance that the Patriots stumble out of the gate? Let's say they're 500 or less than 500, 7 games into the season. And do you think this Rossini story dies for him? Or do you think that it keeps popping up like, oh, he's lost the locker room because, you can't keep it in his pants and all of this and that and the other.
I think it probably will because of just how the media works. The media still will not let any of that go at all. So I think it pops up no matter what. I don't think they come out slow out the gate though. I think if you on paper, if you bring Gonzo back, this team is better than last year. And I think it's
much better than last year.
If I pull up the schedule right now, I see 4 wins right out the gate, and I will not bat an eye at that. So I don't know. I don't see him coming out sluggish.
All right. Just saying.
Look at the schedule.
Things can happen.
And they're
no,
young.
they totally can.
They're young. They lost to Oakland last year. Not Oakland. Is it Oakland now or the Las Vegas? I don't know where that team plays.
Las Vegas.
I can't keep up with any of the teams, man. That's how old I am.
They've been in Las Vegas for 8 years.
Not 8. Look at that. It's not 8 years.
What?
Las Vegas Raiders. It's been 3 years, right? Thank you.
I'm just saying that this isn't as slam dunk as
6 seasons
as it is.
I am 1,000% with this guy.
How?
And I'm optimistic and I'm super excited, but I'm also a little dash of realism in there of the only way this blows up with AJ Brown is if he gets hurt.
What's the realism?
The realism is this guy was kind of he's a diva. You said that Steph Diggs was a diva, right?
He forced his way out of a system where he was forced to block a ton. He wanted to play wide receiver 1, and he wasn't able to play wide receiver 1. So he forced his way out of a system where
because he was asked to block a lot.
He wanted to go to Vrabel.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds like the guy.
It was a run first offense. He didn't want to be there. He wanted to be with his guy Vrabel.
I don't think there was.
We didn't hear anything.
I think you're making a narrative.
Yeah. Did we hear anything about him?
Are you an agent?
Did we? Yes. Did we hear anything about him wanting to leave Philly when Vrabel was in Cleveland doing whatever he was doing in Cleveland? No, we didn't hear a single thing about that.
So
then once Vrabel gets a job in New England, the Eagles start off sluggish, and he wants to be with his guy Vrabel. He then requests a trade in Week 4 of last year.
Is this kind of ignoring how competitive the Philadelphia Eagles were while Mike Vrabel was in Cleveland? I believe that when Mike Vrabel
I'm not ignoring that.
He was winning a Super Bowl.
I understand that.
So
but
you
at the
just
same time,
phrased
the
it.
guy that he wants to play for, where he had issues with his head coach and his coaching staff throughout that, then he sees his guy that he's wanted to play for, who supposedly they're very close family-wise, ends up being the coach in his team since a kid. Of course he's going to want to go there. Of course. He was in Tennessee with him. They were wicked close. Families are together. Then he wants to go to New England.
Did you order
It's
your
obvious.
jersey yet? What number is he going to be?
No, I'm waiting for he's number 1. So he didn't want to do 11 because he respects Edelman, so he went with 1. That's another thing. That's where it doesn't blow up. He respects Edelman. He
respects
loves New
Edelman.
England.
That's
he
not
loves
a
New
plus
England.
in my book.
How is it not? It's a Patriot way.
Dude,
He loves it.
I hear you, Matt.
You guys are talking crazy.
No.
You guys are
That
talking
part
crazy.
I agree with you, Ty. I think Matt's Edelman's a rat, and I don't like rats.
No, fair.
Edelman
He
puts-
looks at
Fair.
every other fan looks like Marchand. That's what he thinks Edelman is, right?
Fair.
No, I don't think he's a rat. I just think he puts the bag in douchebag.
Oh, I love
fine.
Edelman.
I think Marchand probably does it for other fans, whatever. But yeah, I love Edelman. But
Yeah.
if you're outside of the,
He's got respect for him, so he went with number 1, and
I get it.
that was number in college. So yeah, he went with 1. But I haven't got my jersey yet because I'm waiting for the rivalry one to come out, the powder blue one, and I'm gonna get that one. So I'm waiting
Sweet.
for that. Yeah.
All I have to say is that I was kind of annoyed with these trades because I feel like the Colts way overpaid for Sauce Gardner. But I have to remember, we have to remember there's context, right?
Yes.
The Colts were in the middle of a run,
Yes.
where they were we have to capitalize on this. And, people are playing for their jobs, i.e. Steichen and who the GM is, Ballard.
Yep.
And so I'm still okay with it, but I'm annoyed that I look at the price and I'm
No, that's tough.
I would make that deal 8 out of 10 times.
I would too.
That's what I figured.
You're going for a young, talented
Signed.
corner, who's could make those guys are different, man. That's why you're going to pay Gonzo. You got to pay Gonzo. That's why you pay guys like Stingley. That's
God,
why
I hope the Pats get in their own way and don't sign Gonzo.
listen. Crazier things have happened, man. Crazier things have happened.
Well,
but
Belichick would never pay him. But,
No, never.
I don't know about whoever's.
I
in
think
charge
Wolf
now.
will. I think Wolf will find a way. I think they will.
Well,
Yeah.
how much is Jonathan Kraft making decisions more than Robert Kraft?
I
don't know. There was
I feel
there
like
was
it's
that
every
question,
year
though.
it gets
I feel
to be
like-
a little bit more.
What
Robert
point does
Kraft
it
is
take?
getting
I think you're
old.
right.
Robert Kraft is
You're
getting old.
definitely right. You're definitely
Yeah.
right. I think that was a big thing a few years ago before we had Vrabel, where it was how much is Jonathan controlling things, and do we even want that?
Well, that was still when Belichick was there, right?
I think it was the last year of Belichick, and then it was when we had Mayo. Which, did you see that he's working a 9 to 5? He's working a finance job.
Oh man,
brutal!
Yikes,
brutal!
Couldn't even catch on.
That was our head coach,
college football team.
Where's he working?
I just saw it on Twitter, but there was like
Edward Jones.
Yeah, let me see.
Just kidding, I don't know.
That's, I mean, good for him if he's happy. Like, that's
I would
weird,
think that
though.
he's.
I don't think he's happy, and I don't know. I mean, I could be
if you've
a
got
complete
that
jerk.
kind of passion for football.
So he's a managing director at Fifth Down Capital, a private equity firm based out of Needham, Mass. I believe the owner of it has something to do with the Patriots.
With Fifth Down, yeah. I would say.
And so I think I'm assuming, and I'm being a jerk, that they brought him in. He's probably not really working. He's just
I think he's
there.
the name to shake like potential clients' hands. And
yes, exactly.
It sounds to me like this was specifically for Patriots players after they retire to manage their money.
Probably.
Fifth Down kind of makes sense.
No, it does make sense, and especially private equity. Like if you're trying to purchase like any client or anything, like
It's just
perfect.
dicks.
Yeah, we are.
That's how you don't want
Brilliant move. Why wouldn't you?
It is brilliant.
No, I'm glad. Good for no. Good for him. But you're like Gerard Mayo has work to do in his life.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that they hired him to not work.
He did.
Well, I don't think Gerard Mayo has a huge background in finance.
Yeah, no.
How do you know?
Dude. I don't think Gerard Mayo was an assistant coach
I mean, I don't think he has
for years.
I don't think he has a great background in disciplining players, but I have proof of that.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Matt's on it now. Matt's
Well,
like, you're not doing me dirty.
If he graduated.
Does he have a LinkedIn?
He has a dual undergraduate degree in
Finance.
poli-sci and sports management from Tennessee.
Oh, he does have a LinkedIn.
Well, that's it for this week.
I just connected with him. Should I send a note? No.
Listen to our pod.
Want to come on Screen the Screener next week?
Send without a note.
Defend yourself.
Defend yourself. Go. I don't even know how. Like, this is it. I mean, it would have been easier to end it on the NHL, I think.
Go Carolina.
Go Carolina, by the way.
Yeah.
For our guy, too.
It's
Jay
the Whalers
Little.
franchise.
Jay Little.
I'd love for the Whalers to win another one.
You're not going to call me out on it.
Who?
Jay Little. I keep calling him that.
No, I didn't even catch on that.
Jay Smalls, Little Jay.
Respect.
He's had a good season. Arsenal won the EPL. He's pretty excited about that. They lost in penalty kicks and the.
Yeah, I was hoping I saw that. That's kind of a bummer.
Sorry, Jay, but you still won a title you haven't won in 50 years or 25 years or something.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Matt, you press the button. We're out of here.